My name is Dominic Heslop. Artist name The One Devotion, also known as Roadrunner. I am a founder of a community interest company. I'm an artist, and I just represent all things creative across Sheffield. Success to me is, one, being true to your person, your craft. You know, it's really more about stepping into your calling, being able to feel fulfilled within that. My dream is to make impactful change on a global level. I think there's a lot of strands to what we do in Sheffield and to what I do. It's more than just, in terms of Slambarz, it's more than just an events initiative. We mentor young musicians, you know. We work in the realm of expression, which a lot of times you hear some things that are very traumatic, some things that are very close to these young people that we're working with. So, you know, it's bigger than just a platform to give people a voice. It's about, you know, understanding that voice and also putting it in places where it can also be understood. So in terms of that kind of global impact, you know, all the voices of the young people that engage with us or just the world creatively, you know, there will be another person out there who's living a life that they can also relate to, who may not have that voice, you know, that can feel something. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of impact, that's just one strand of it. People inspire me, you know. I feel like we are very quick, you know, to kind of cast humanity to one side and say we are, you know, riddled with, you know, war and famine and poverty and, you know, capitalism and, do you know what I mean? But as a man who believes in people, I just know that there's so much more, there's so much layers, you know, to what we are. People have made me think twice about what I think about, you know, us as an existence. So don't take everything personally. Don't take everything personally, man. And that is also being very like detached from the thing that you're doing. You know, we all want to protect this thing that we're building or what we tend to put out there, and it's ours and it can't be, you know, broken down. It can't be, you know, changed. It can't be criticized. But for me, you know, externally, if I just take myself away from the process, it allows me to kind of see things in a different kind of light. And not all things that people say is there to, you know, attack you. It might just be, you know, an insight. It might just be an opinion. So that means, so that's definitely a thing that I'm learning still now. Don't take it personally. You will only like take things personal if you've got a metric that you're trying to like reach. So, okay, football, support Arsenal, yeah? Our attacker line's not doing well right now, yeah? Now, you're only going to be offended if man say to you, well, Havertz is dead. Jesus never scored 15 more than, they're all facts, you get me? But in terms of like knowing, is Jesus a good player? Well, yeah, he's a good player. He's not on form right now, but he's definitely a good player. So I feel like when you take things personal, you feed into like a metric that doesn't even exist. You get me? Because it all comes down to comparison. It all comes down to, so what? He thinks that I'm not this cold, or I'm not this good, or I need more. Like, in comparison to what? In comparison to who? I'm reading a book at the moment. It's called The Creative Way by Rick Rubin. If you don't know who you search him up, and he basically says like, the whole point of being an artist is to get the inspiration, use that, translate that into the world and let it go. The second you start to hold on to things and, you know, take it personal, then you're actually taking away the art, what the art's supposed to be doing. No. Initially, I don't know, growing up, I always had this knack for like fairness, justice. So like when I was little, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. Surprisingly, life didn't pan out that way for different reasons. But yeah, man, I've always been like a advocate for like justice, balance, peace, freedom, which is kind of what I'm doing now. just in a more creative way. Know yourself, or do things that are going to show you who you are, like who you truly are. Keep the right company, I'm saying, because we become the 5-6 people around us, you get me? Environments are very important. I'd say be around people that have got more knowledge than you, more expertise than you. Don't take things personal. And just try things, blood. Try, just try. Like, I think the only things we ever regret are the things that we didn't do. Now, I'm not saying be buck wild and do some madness without caution or without like discernment. Always use discernment. But I'd like to say try stuff, man. Like, if it goes left, you can always come back to center. Get me? If you travel and it doesn't work, you can always come back home. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship and it don't work, there's always more fish in the sea. Don't watch no money. Don't watch money, man. It comes and it goes, trust me. Well, ever since I could talk, I've had a speech impediment. Now, a speech impediment is a disorder that disables you from speaking clearly. Yeah, people call it a stutter, other known words as a stammer. So ever since I could talk, you're talking like from like 4 to say 11, I had speech therapy once a week for like an extreme stammer. Do you know what I'm saying? Accompanied by a lot of other young people that have been referred by the speech pathologists to have help. You know, it was extreme. Like, now it seems not so bad because through time I've managed to harness it in different ways. But yeah, it was bad. So my way to alleviate was just to write, because if I can't speak on a level, like I struggle to get a sentence out, even to the point where the teacher would call our names on the register in primary school, and all you had to say is "here, sir," or "here, miss," and that "here" was so difficult to get out. Like, in terms of your vowels, some people have difficulties with like the vowels or the consonants. I had a lot of A-E-I-O-U's, H's. I had a lot of difficulty with those kind of words, so it was a bit harder. So yeah, man, in terms of the pen game, 6, 7, 8, I just write bits of poetry and yeah, just do that. As it is now, I think it's thriving right now. I'm from an era born early 90s. I'm a 90s baby, so when grime was actually coming up, when culture started to, even though culture's always been here worldwide, internationally, but when culture started to really secrete itself into our communities, you're talking 2000s, grime, garage, two-step. Obviously, still got the little piece of ragga, what them call dancehall now. But then it was really bubbling, but it just seemed very clicky. You know what I mean? Which is good, because each community needs the corner. Each group of people worldwide needs the thing that differentiates them from everybody else.
Yeah, the representation.
The representation, right. But now it seems like it's just one melting pot. And that seems, better for everyone, really, because we'd rarely see each other unless it was like a shoves or like a clash or like town or something. Yeah. Whereas now it seems like it's just more organic. You've got creatives everywhere on the ground, whether it's your lot doing great things in the community, whether it's, the creatives in this building, Sadaka. Just, yeah, man, citywide, it just seems like it's thriving. And it's in a good state. Obviously, the mobiles is coming on the 7th of February, which is massive for us. It's just massive, to have, the biggest, most celebrated, event for Black culture in our city is massive. Yeah, man, Sheffield seems to be in a good place right now. Myself, Slambarz, we are looking to, expand. as ever, make new partnerships, do more events, have more mentoring, have some masterclasses that are going to be more like industry insights. So in between the venues, in between the showcases, we have more of a continuation with the artists who we're working with. So instead of it being 3 months, it's going to be fortnightly or every week, so people can tap in. If it's social media marketing, if it's release strategy, if it's composition, if it's stage, if it's artist bios, like anything to do with your artistry, we will now be here as like a core facilitator for all Sheffield, all South Yorkshire. And myself, I'm going traveling in a few months to do some research on how communities and organizations engage with young people creatively and artistically to transcend trauma, which is what we kind of do at Slambarz anyway, but on a more international scale. So I'll be going to some places. I don't want to say where, car. You're going to see what's good. Just hang tight, you man, in it for doing your thing. You get me, and having these conversations. It's a beautiful thing. You get me, to take yourself away from what you're doing, to put that kind of voice or the opportunity into another person's hands to kind of talk about their thing. All the best for yourself and your co-host and your team.